Podcasting from the Mill Basin section of Brooklyn, New York. This is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey everyone, good morning. I'm usually out here early in the morning, but whenever you guys choose to listen to this, morning, afternoon, evening, late at night, nighttime, it doesn't matter. I, of course, appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, and I would always appreciate you hitting the subscribe notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone, but you do that if you want to. Ain't no pressure from me. For you guys who's looking at me on the video, or you guys in the audio, I'm gonna let you know I'm actually in front of the now defunct but historic Toys R Us site in back of me over here. I figured it would be a decent and interesting place to sit down and get in front of, because I've come here a few times in my youth and it's still here, so you know what, why not? Well, I'm just gonna go talk about something that I know I talked about in the past, about men needing to be men needing to be accountable of what they're doing, things that they do that affect other people around them. So basically it's like, you know, men needing to man up, but not in the way and context that we think it is and what we always hear about. See, I'm going to go off of my own experiences and my own path, because there's a lot of things as a young man I struggled to figure out about myself and struggle to try to figure out, there we go, about getting up in life and becoming who you're supposed to be so you can be a proper influence and a proper impact. So there's a whole lot of factors that are in life that affect people. One of the things that I know I talked about in the past and many people don't talk about is the type of exposure to a lot of the things that will cause your character to be diminished. There was one point in my life where I figured it was a decent thing to have a bunch of kids all over the place, because that is what was being shown to me, and I wasn't really exposed to the negative impact. So I figured, hey, I could just have decent money, and if me and the child's mothers happen to get along okay, then everything should be hunky-dory. Oh my goodness. You know, that's one part of me that I'm not ashamed to share, because this is going to show, this actually exposes what so much other people think is acceptable, and things that we have deemed acceptable. And these are things that we don't talk about. These are things that we do not teach our children, because you don't know what may be going through your child's head unless you have that proper means of open communication and you're trying your best to mentor them in the proper possible way, the most proper possible way. Another thing that I know is, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. When I got to the age of college, where I was actually going to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I had a passion for. I didn't know what I was really good or great at. And that's one thing, again, parents need to reinforce that in their children. Take stock in your children. Pay attention to what they like to do, or if anything, expose them to certain things that you may like doing or what you may think they may take interest into. That doesn't mean to take over and live vicariously through your children, because your children are part of you. They are you, but they are not you at the same time. What one parent or someone may be great at or successful at in their lifetime may not be what the child is cut out to do. It's what it is. And you have to instill that in your children so they understand, you know, they may be great at talking, they may be great at organizing, they could be great at being an artist. What you have to do, you have to look at that, reinforce that, and help them through. That's a lot of things that we don't do, definitely as a culture, and we could say easily in the communities of people of brown and black complexions. I know that a lot of people do not reinforce that, unfortunately, but I know that's not the only communities of an ethnic sort. Other people do the same thing too. Some people is all about, yeah, we got a family business, you're going to be in a family business, and it's okay to an extent because it keeps the money going, it keeps the business going strong. But let me move on to more things. And also, there's so many things that I didn't understand of the roles of men and women. Now, you could easily say that's going to be a nail-biting topic that people may not want to touch, because some people don't want to come across as, you know, promoters of hate speech. People may not want to come across as people who are degrading to either gender, but it is what it is. We are all human beings, but men and women are totally different from each other. And if you're going to be a man that's going to deal with a woman intimately, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, you have to understand that you need something for that woman to adhere to. Not just you look good, you got a decent job, and you can just go get a place with each other. You have to have a certain purpose. And I understand how things are structured now. A lot of people don't have a purpose outside of going to work for the 9 to 5. As of late, I've been seeing more people pushing to be, more on your grind and your hustle, knowing what your passion really is. You can have a job. I've said this plenty of times before. And you may have your dreams, your aspirations, your talents, your gifts and abilities tied to what you do, working for another organization, corporation, or other entity. That's cool. And at the same time, there's people who know that, okay, this job, I'm good at this job, but this is not what I really want to do. I really am great at accounting. I'm really good at singing. I'm really good at being an architect, and I need to tap into that and find something that's going to push me to be more of my purpose. And if you're a man that's not really understanding who they are, in control of their emotions, understanding of what their purpose and place is, unfortunately, you not being developed properly, you will drag down your family as well, or you will stunt your family's growth. Yes, it's cool just to earn money and put food on the table, but life is so much more than that. I don't want to get too super deep into that, but these are just little light things I thought about discussing, hopefully to charge some kind of discussion among you, spark a thought in your head, and start to link and put the dots together, connect the dots as to why so many people are defunct, so many people are still struggling, so many people are broken the way they are. These are just basic foundational things, of course, to my understanding of who we're supposed to be as a standard. What is our standard was supposed to be? Not what any celebrity says, not what anyone who's successful, has a lot of money says. It's all about who Elohim and Yeshua says. That's the standard we're supposed to go to. Best believe that he wants us to be successful, but not under our own terms, because that comes with a lot of negative consequences. Anyways, that's all I got for the day. If you want to check out the rest of my content, you could go to my website at www.brooklynbaritone.com. You could even check out my store of my merchandise. So, check out to see if there's something for you. I guarantee there's something there for you. You could also catch the rest of my productions on my YouTube channel at Brooklyn Baritone. I'm also at LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook. You can find or listen to the audio versions of these podcasts on Google Podcast, Apple iTunes Podcast, and Amazon Music under Podcasts. I also broadcast on local Brooklyn cable television 4 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Verizon, RCN, Spectrum, and Optimum. Anyways, thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you guys very much for supporting me, my beautiful dozens and dozens of subscribers out there. I love you all. I appreciate it. Anyways, I will hear from you. Well, you will hear from me next week. I'll hear from you on the emails and the chats and the comments. And be good, be blessed, walk good.